Good morning.
Good morning.
Jesus declares in John 10:11-18, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep. So when the wolf comes, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he's a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and I know my sheep, and my sheep know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that are not of the sheep pen. I must bring them also. They too will listen to my voice, and there shall be one flock and one shepherd. The reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life only to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. I have the authority to lay it down and the authority to take it up again. This command I received from my Father. By using the phrase, the Good Shepherd, I believe that Jesus is revealing his divinity. The prophets in the Old Testament, they referred to God as Shepherd. For example, and it was our special music for the day, David in Psalm 23, he said, the Lord is my shepherd. Isaiah even compares God to his shepherd when the Lord will return. When Jesus returns in his power. Isaiah 40:1-11 states, Behold, the Lord God shall come with a strong hand, and with his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. He will feed his flock like a shepherd. He will gather the lambs with his arm and carry them in his bosom and gently lead those who are with young. Last week I mentioned that there are many names for Jesus Christ in the New Testament. You can in fact buy posters, and the posters have, they're filled with names of Jesus that Jesus is called by New Testament authors, such as Messiah, Rabbi, the Bread of Life, the resurrection and the life, the cornerstone. I could go on and on. But one of the recurring roles for Jesus is that of a shepherd. In John 10:11, Jesus is the good shepherd who will lie down his life, give his life for his sheep. In Hebrews 13:20, Jesus is the great shepherd who has risen for his sheep. And 1 Peter 5:4, Jesus is the chief shepherd who will be coming back for his sheep. It all revolves around Jesus being a shepherd. And you can connect all of that to what John says, to what Jesus says in John 10. As the good shepherd, Jesus reveals his care for each one of us. I believe in John chapter 10, it's very easy to feel Jesus' love and care for us. No one has the compassion for us that Jesus does. Jesus states in John 10:3, the gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. We listen to this verse, according to this verse. The good shepherd, he speaks to his sheep. He even knows his sheep individually. He calls them by name. He knows their individual name. I believe this tells us that Jesus Christ, he desires fellowship with us. And he communicates with us. He guides us. Lead John 10:4, when he has brought out all his own, he goes on ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. Jesus is our leader. Jesus is our shepherd, our teacher. And he illustrates to us, not some other religious leader, but Jesus does himself. He illustrates to us how we ought to live and how we ought to treat each other. To forgive unconditionally. To turn the other cheek when wrong. To be obedient to God no matter what. To give our lives to God, for only those who give their lives to God will end up saving their lives in the end. To not even think, let alone act, on ill feelings toward another. To boldly proclaim the gospel, even if it means humiliation, torture, or death. To joyfully be willing to sacrifice for others. That's what Jesus teaches us. It certainly takes courage and a willingness to sacrifice to live the life that Jesus has called all of us to live. Now, Jesus has a specific calling for all of us, but there's some things that Jesus calls all of us to do. And the things I just mentioned are things that he calls all of us to do. They're basic biblical principles. These are callings for all of us. That's why Jesus said all Christians will have a cross to bear, will have a cross to carry. And if a Christian doesn't have a cross to carry, well, then something's wrong. But see, through our trials and hardships,